Hi guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here really for a few finishing off some items. So these are some other bits that I made whilst I was on holiday, and I just thought let's come along and, you know, finish off making some of these bits and pieces. So I've made some little flippy pads and they all need kind of edging with some lace. So I'm just pulling in all of the little flippy pads that I made. Oh, I actually made much more than, or many more many more flippy pads than I thought. Well, actually many more of everything than I realised. So yeah, I have got quite a good stash here, which I'm quite chuffed about, to be honest. Okay, right. Yep. Okay. So I want to just kind of edge them with lace and just finish them off like that, really. And then I've got a few other things that I just would like to finish off as well. So let's just pile those to one side. Okay, right. So I'm just going to, edge them with a bit of lace. Now, obviously I made these whilst I was on holiday, so I didn't have my sewing machine or anything with me. So they have all just been stapled across the top. Now, personally, I don't mind that. You know, I mean, I think staples are really quite nice to use. But I mean, obviously, you know, if you don't like staples, then, you know, you'd be better off stitching these. Of course, I didn't have my sewing machine, so, you know, I just used the stapler. But yeah, I mean, I actually think staples are pretty nice anyway. But I realised that they're perhaps not everybody's cup of tea. So I'm just going to trim them down. Oops. Like that. Okay. You know, and then these will be completely finished off and ready to use in a journal. Now, could add some bling at the top here. Let's just have a look. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Hope you're managing to do some crafting, having a nice time. What's everybody working on? I love hearing what people are working on because, you know, it's really quite inspirational, I think. You know, if you're kind of, you know, mulling over, oh, what shall I do? What shall I do? You know, sometimes it's quite handy to hear what other people are working on, because then, you know, you can kind of sometimes think, oh, actually, I could do with doing some of those. So this was a kind of misprint, you know, when your printer's just running out of ink a little bit. But I didn't want to obviously just bin it. So I've just chucked these papers in amongst this to make another flippy pad. And yeah, I'm just going to ink them up a little bit to make them a bit darker, because they've just got that kind of muted appearance, you know, where the printer was just running a bit low on ink. So, okay. Like that. Okay, now I've got my bows, which I'm just wondering whether some neutral bows might look quite pretty on here. Now, whether I've got one that would be small enough is another question, because if it was too big, oh, certainly haven't got one that's small enough ready cut, so that's a bit annoying. If it was too big, it would kind of like impact or affect the way that the pad folds up. So I'd need a very tiny one. I'm thinking maybe I will leave that for another day. Okay, right, let's just go in with some more lace. So this one now, I've obviously got the header piece of the lace left. So what I might do is just, again, tear that down here, just getting rid of that header piece completely. So now it's just a complete strip of torn lace. I mean, these are scrappy pads after all, aren't they? So they don't have to be too neat and tidy. Like that. And just trim that down there. Okie dokie. Yeah, I had, you know, a really productive session, obviously, making all these bits and pieces. Okay. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but to be honest, I sometimes think actually I spend a lot of time making, you know, pockets and things for a journal, and, you know, possibly not actually so much the stuff to go in the journal, if you see what I mean, or in the pockets. So, you know, having some bits like this is pretty good to have these ready-made. Because, you know, I sometimes feel a bit stumped at, you know, haven't really got anything much to go in here in the pockets. You know, and I don't like always just using kind of printed journal cards. I think sometimes that feels like a bit of a cop-out. And, not, you know, I mean, I don't mind using them, but it's nice to have a variety, not just printed journal cards. Oh, that one's just perfect size for there. How awesome was that? Just worked out brilliantly, didn't it? Okay. There we go. Whoops. Right. 4 more. So, yeah, I did do quite a few, didn't I? Sorry. Just having a sneaky sip of my tea. Let's do this one here. Actually, I'm not going to do that because then I won't have enough left to do any other pad, if you see what I mean. So just trying to be a bit frugal with the lace there. Okay. Do we want a bit of bling on here? Yeah, let's do a bit of bling on this one. Oh gosh. Got hot glue threads now everywhere, so yeah. Some days are just worse than others for getting hot glue threads everywhere, I find. Today is one of those days. Okay, and then this one. Oh, isn't that just typical? It's just not quite big enough. And I intentionally didn't do the big, what do you call it? The big piece of lace, because I thought, oh no, I won't then have enough left. And now look, I haven't got enough left anyway. Might as well have done it. Might as well. Okay, right. Let's just pop this one down. Okay. Just tuck that over. Oh, how pretty does that look? Sorry, another sneaky bit of tea. I think this one needs a little bit of bling. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh dear. Making a bit of a hash of cutting that. Oh well. Right, just going to put some bling on here. Okay, so then we just have a couple more of the flippy pads left. So, yep, we're doing well. So again, I'm just going to cut that sort of header piece off. So, I mean, you know, when you've got lace and things, I mean, just cut it down to, you know, to suit what you're making or, you know, suit what you need. You don't have to use it as it was, if you see what I mean. You can use it in any way. So, yes, darling.
I didn't even have to ask him. He just said, I know. I phoned him and he said, I know, I'm coming.
Oh, okay. So my daughter's seeing her dad today. She's not really seen much of him recently. But yeah, she's seeing him today. So that's nice, isn't it? Sweetie pie. Okay, this one here. Oops, got that tiny bit there. Okay. Oh, this one definitely is calling out or crying out for some bling, isn't it? There we go. Oh, I love how that one looks. That's so cool. That one's kind of like sideways on, just because it's got that sort of receipt piece on there. It's making it look like it's a sort of, you know, sideways pad, which looks awesome, doesn't it? Right, let me just cut this piece of bling off. Oops. Oh gosh, I'm so covered in glue threads. I really am so sorry. I've just filmed another video and I obviously had, you know, got covered in glue threads then and didn't realise. So I really am so sorry. I was not aware that I had got so sort of covered in the hot glue. There we go. Right. Okay, so that's all my pads now. They're all ready to be used in a journal, so that feels good. That feels very good to have a few of those. Okay, right, let's see what else we've got here. So what else did I make? Just gonna have a sip of my tea. What else did I make? Indeed. Okay, made a couple of these little fold out kind of pieces, so we could just decorate those up, couldn't we? I've got a little bird here. Again, I mean, I'm just grabbing any old thing that's around on my desk that needs a bit of using up. So yeah, got this bird. That might look quite nice. Actually, I'm thinking have a bit of text in the background as well with him. Quite nice, isn't it? So definitely I think this all needs inking. So I'm still using my walnut stain. Been using that now for several weeks. I think I said this before. I'm just going to move my cup. It seemed like a very juicy ink pad, and I don't know whether that's because it's the Distress Oxide or whether it was just luck. But normally I think my vintage photo, which I don't think I've ever bought a Distress Oxide vintage photo, I've always had the ink. It always seems to be running pretty dry by now, because I've been using this for, well, it feels like I've been using it for weeks. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, it feels like I've been using it for a long while, to be honest. Right, okay. Now, wondering if I might like to put some stamping in the background. Let me just stamp this off, because I used this recently with some turquoise. Don't want to put turquoise on here by accident, you know. Right. Just, have I got some black stays on? Yep. Just grab my black stays on. I think let's do. Oh, I've tipped it in the wrong one, look. Honestly. Okay. And then I might fill in a little bit more, going, you know, just across here. So it's just going around a bit more. Okay, and then might do a bit inside as well, just for that, oops, just for that continuity. Okay. Okie dokie, right, and I'm going to obviously ink all of that up, so let's just get the walnut stain. Okay. And I'll ink up the back. Now, I've said this recently actually in another video, but I don't very often decorate the backs of things. I noticed that other crafters do seem to do that. Other junk journalists, they do seem to do that. I couldn't really tell you why I don't. I think to me it just feels strange to decorate the back. I feel like, you know, if you buy a book or, I don't know, anything like a book, you know, the back isn't decorated, is it? It might have the blurb about the book or, you know, something like that. But I mean, it's not decorated as such, is it? So it just, to me, it feels a little bit strange to decorate the back of a piece. So yeah, and I think that's, you know, that's kind of why I don't do it. But you know, I mean, there's no reason why you can't decorate the back. I just for some reason don't. And yeah, I couldn't really kind of say, you know, for definite why I don't, but I think psychologically I just find that a bit strange to decorate the back, if you see what I mean. It feels like, why, you know, why would you decorate the back? I mean, I know it's probably a bit different if, you know, if the back's going to be showing. So if it's not going to be a glued down piece, then of course, you know, it probably does make sense to decorate the back. But even then, I don't really, you know, I don't think it's laziness why I don't do it. I think just to me, it just, like I say, it doesn't feel quite right. You know, I feel like, why would you decorate the back? You know, because nothing else would have the back piece decorated. So yeah, I think that's why. Okay. Let's just glue this bird down. Okay, and yeah, I love that pink butterfly there. Again, I mean, I'm just grabbing any old thing that's on my desk, but it just happens that I seem to have a few things that kind of are complementing this and looking quite pretty. But I mean, it could have easily gone the other way and I could have had nothing. Nothing that would complement this and look quite pretty. Okay. I think I might put another bit of lace at the top, so bit of a lace overdose going on, but hey, I do like a lace overload, to be honest. So yeah, let's pop that there. Oops, pop that upside down. Oh dear. Okay, right, let's just take a bit of bling here. Oops. Right, I'm going to just need to glue that lace down a bit more because it's kind of flapping around quite a lot. Actually, I might prefer that down there rather than up there. Yeah. Yeah, just seems to have a bit more impact down there, doesn't it? Okay, that looks gorgeous now, doesn't it? So on the inside of that, now I wonder whether I've got any other birds. So that was just a sort of bird book image that I had left over from something else. Oh, I've got this one, but it's huge. Isn't that just so typical? It's a bit too huge to have on there, isn't it? Let me just see if I've got any more, because I had been using this book in some other things that I had been doing. That really weird looking bird. I don't like it. It's just weird. Right, let me see if I can get rid of that weird looking bird and just have this one here. Maybe just kind of on here or something. Oops. Okay, let's just ink that up around the edge. Yeah, on there. And again, I might just put a little bit of text on there. Let's just ink that up. Oh, how pretty does that look? I mean, to be honest, I know it just sounds really strange, but I mean, literally, sometimes if you've just got a nice, pretty image from a book and a bit of book page, you know, it kind of feels like that's all you need, isn't it? It just, you know, it looks lovely just as is. Okay. Oh, I've not had breakfast yet, so yeah, I'm probably just rambling on about utter rubbish, to be honest. Honestly, I should really not do these videos when I've not had breakfast, because we all know, you know, I struggle to concentrate at the best of times, but wow, without breakfast is a whole nother thing, isn't it? Okay. It's a whole nother thing. Oh, I love how that looks. Right, okay, so let's just pop that bit of lace down there. Okay. Okie dokie. Looking good. I really like how that's looking. Really, really, really pretty. Just wondering whether to round the corners. Oops. Maybe just these corners, not all of them. Oh, I love that. That's gorgeous. Okay, that's another piece done. Right, okay. What else can I do? Because I'm thinking, yeah, probably haven't got that long left. So, do you know, I might just finish these couple of journal cards. So, I think probably, surprise, surprise, all they need is a little bit of lace on them. Maybe actually kind of just along the side. Let me just ink this up. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Looks a little bit like a sort of curtain on there. Oops, now dropped my glue gun. Oh dear. Let's pick that up. Okay. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. I edged this with gold, if you can see that. It looks really beautiful. And then just maybe a little bit of bling somewhere. Do you know, I'm actually thinking, I wonder about a bright bow, because I could maybe pick up this bright pink if I've got a bow the right colour, which the chance I just won't have, because like we always say, you can have all these things, but still never quite the right thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, how gorgeous does that look? It just lifts it, doesn't it? I mean, it looks perfectly fine as it is, but with the bow, it just brings the pink in and just, you know, I mean, personally, you know, anyway, I mean, you guys might be horrified, but I just think it lifts it and it transforms it. So, yeah. Oops, forgot that I hadn't glued that down. Do we want the bling on there? Maybe at the bottom, actually. Okay. What do we think? I love how that looks. That is super, super, super pretty. Okay, so then I've got another one. I've got this one. I probably don't think he needs a bow, so let's try it. Who knows? He may look better with a bow. Yeah, he probably doesn't really need a bow, does he? You know, being a man and all, I kind of feel like, yeah, the bow's kind of probably not suitable to have on there. Okay, let's put that away. And then, but of course, even being a man, he could still have a bit of lace, couldn't he? So let's just cut this piece down. Again, I just like to tear it. Oh my gosh, look at what I've done. Right, we now have lace going to nothing. Oh well. Oh well, never mind. Right, so maybe he just needs a slither of lace on there. What do we think? I don't mind it actually. Yeah, I don't mind that. Now I'm wondering if I should edge him with gold like I had done on this one, because I think the gold would kind of lift that slightly. Or I have got some brown metallic, which I kind of think, will this look a bit coppery? Yeah. You know, not too much, but just a couple of touches. It's quite nice, isn't it? Okay. And those are those little Brian paint sticks, which I know that I've used them recently. In another video. I saw them originally on Joey DeFee's channel. She was using them, and then I bought some to try, and yeah, quite liking them now. I wasn't quite sure at first, but I think it was really user error, to be perfectly honest. But now, yeah, I think you just need to kind of get a bit more comfortable using them, you know, and then I mean, I'm no expert obviously, but for me, I just needed to kind of, yeah, practice how I was going to use them. And yeah, I quite like them now. Okay, now I'm just wondering actually whether I could double that lace up. Aha. So yeah, how to use that little slither that I tore by mistake. Double it up. Double it up. Okay, need to be a bit more careful when I'm tearing stuff, obviously, don't I? Oh, that is nice, isn't it? I just need to trim down here, because otherwise I notice it's like hanging right off, which I don't often mind that, but it's got a weird look on here. Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? And do we want any bling on there? I love using bling, as you know. So for me, everything always looks better with bling. But, you know, there is always the exception to the rule, especially after you make a sweeping statement like, oh, everything always looks better with bling. That's going to be the time, isn't it, that, oh, except for this time. You know, never make a sweeping statement, because the chances are it's going to just make you reevaluate what you've said. I don't actually think it needs the bling, to be honest. So, yeah, that sweeping statement turned out to be completely inaccurate anyway. Right, okay, let's have a look and see what we have done. So we finished off a couple of journal cards just by adding a bit of lace, and we just put the metallic round. This one we just put the pink bow. We finished off this little pocket booklet just by, again, adding some bird images, butterfly, some lace and some bling. Did a bit of stamping on there. And then we just finished off a bunch of Flippy pads. So they are all ready to go now in journals, which is absolutely awesome, because, you know, I'm not saying they're time consuming to make, but they're time consuming from a point of view of finding suitable scraps, I find. So, you know, to actually have like a whole bunch ready to go is, you know, really, really handy and really going to be very useful. So yeah, I hope that you like everything that we've finished off, and you know, maybe you're feeling inspired to finish off a couple of your little projects and things that maybe you've had on the go for a little while. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, everyone. Thanks then. Bye.